So in this video I will show you a bit by bit the way in which you can begin with subsidiary showcasing through ClickBank to begin bringing in cash online today. And look, truly you don't have to burn through cash to figure out how to do this. You don't need to purchase an internet-based course to figure out how to utilize ClickBank to begin making many dollars each day. I've done this without anyone's help and I've gained this free of charge from others, and I will impart to you with expectation of complimentary today. In this video you can check the connections in the portrayal. I in a real sense don't have anything to offer to you. This is all free data in light of the fact that I want to assist individuals with figuring out how to get everything rolling with member promoting, and clearly with following through with something like this. It tends to be very latent. You can wind up making hundreds or thousands of dollars each day. This isn't a trick. There's nothing similar to I said I don't have anything to offer to you. This is simply something that we've done in our business to begin to scale this latently so that we're ready to make many dollars each day with member income. And it's everything through free traffic sources. You don't need to fundamentally begin a YouTube feed. You don't need to essentially begin a site. There's various different traffic sources that I will impart to you in this video. Yet by and large the thing we will do is we will break down this idea of ClickBank partner promoting. We will break it down into an edible move plan that you can initiate yourself toward the finish of this video so you can begin bringing in cash in 2020 on ClickBank. Okay, so we should begin with this. The main thing that I ask, in light of the fact that we sell nothing, we have no items advance here, the main thing that I ask is that you buy into the channel and drop a like on the video, assuming that you track down any worth in it. And with regards to subsidiary showcasing, I think at times above all else I will accept that you as of now have perhaps a smidgen of a comprehension of what partner advertising is or what ClickBank is, in the way that you're basically advertising items for different organizations and others, right? That is what you do on ClickBank. It's sort of this outsider where ClickBank is the delegate between the organization and the individual who's advertising for that organization. Thus ClickBank is the one that you go through for that. Okay, so the issue with subsidiary showcasing and the justification for why it gets unfavorable criticism in a ton of cases is on the grounds that there's many individuals who are out there advancing items that aren't entirely significant. They're not excellent items. They wind up advancing them since they need to get some cash, right? They need some momentary money in their pocket. Thus what I would recommend doing, assuming you go on this subsidiary showcasing venture, you need to begin utilizing ClickBank. I will show you the very best way to do that in a moment and a portion of the traffic sources. Yet assuming you will go this course, it's something absolutely conceivable. Yet I would exceptionally recommend that you keep an elevated degree of respectability when you go through this. And I know from my business and from my siblings' business that we, at whatever point we advance something through ClickBank or through other different member networks like CJ or Amazon partners, we generally ensure that we're advancing an item that we genuinely trust and something that we either use or our companions use or has excellent service. And we realize that we can rest soundly around evening time, since we realize anything we're promoting out there with anything that traffic source, whether it's through YouTube, Facebook sites, or a portion of the other traffic sources that I will impart to you in this video, anything it will be, it's something that I feel better about in light of the fact that I realize it's a decent item. Okay, I'm to show you the best way to find great items, and here is need might arise to go through the course of truly pursuing a record with ClickBank. Okay, so we really want to make a record, and I won't walk you through each step here while making a record since it's really direct. The beneficial thing about this is that regardless of whether you're not in the US, most nations offer ClickBank, except if obviously on the off chance that you're in perhaps North Korea, you probably won't have the option to utilize ClickBank. Yet generally you will actually want to utilize ClickBank anything nation you're in. So you see the global shirt here. There's a lot of various dialects, a lot of various nations that help this, so feel free to make a record. You could have to place some financial data. If not, they will send you an actual paper check consistently contingent upon what nation you're in. Yet go through this course of pursuing this record and afterward you will get your data. Clearly make a decent secret word. We definitely realize these things, so we will skirt through here and I will go to my record once you've previously made this. Okay, and afterward we will show you the best way to track down these great items and how to explore this whole partner dashboard. Okay, so when you make a record you will go up to this bar here and snap on commercial center, and this is where you will find the items that you're hoping to advance. And remember, with associate showcasing, that look, there's various other changed member networks out there. ClickBank isn't the only one. I utilize a ton of other partner networks for advancing various items like CJ or Amazon partners or Effect. Those are excellent ones, yet ClickBank has various items. What I could do without about this, and I'm about to be straightforward with you here, is that there are a ton of terrible items on ClickBank. You need to figure out them. Thus, for the most part, the main things that I truly advance on ClickBank any longer is the point at which I'm conversing with an organization about advancing the item, and afterward they let me know that they're now doing it through ClickBank. I would rather not confound you there. However, we should head toward classes here, and we should find various items that we can truly choose if we have any desire to advance it or not. So there's several unique enterprises that will for the most part have kind of more payouts or more cash in them versus say in the event that you're in the business of moderation, right, and you're telling individuals to not buy stuff and you're composing blog entries about that, or you're remarking someplace with your connection, your offshoot connect, it will be challenging to rake in tons of cash since you're telling individuals to not buy anything in light of the fact that your subject is moderation, assuming your point is say programming, and you're discussing this a contributing programming or a Adobe debut expert. For instance, this the product that I use to alter these recordings that is extravagant programming has large chunk of change in it for the most part, so on the off chance that you find programming items advanced that could be a very decent arrangement. There's additionally ones like well-being and wellness, there's large chunk of change in that there's huge amount of cash in 2 or 3 distinct regions too that we'll discuss later on all through this video, like web-based training. Yet we should take a gander at a well-being and wellness here thus, so we will tap on this tab here and afterward we will see this large number of various items that are accessible, okay, and we will go over what this truly implies here. Truly, you'll see normal deal, you'll see something down here called gravity. It can look somewhat confounding from the beginning, yet it's not quite hard to see. So above all else, taking a gander at the typical deal, while we're taking a gander at these items here that you can advance, clearly in the event that you click advance, you'll get your extraordinary connection. They can begin putting out there, you can shroud it, you can place it into various different traffic sources. I'll show you the best way to do that, yet what we can glance through here is find this multitude, these various things, okay, so we should take a gander at organophy here, right? So this is truly an item that I realize I have various companions who use it. They appear to like it. I've never consumed organophy myself, so I would need to investigate it somewhat more before I would consider advancing this genuine item, clearly. Keep an elevated degree of trustworthiness while you're doing this is my idea. I know of many individuals who don't do that, and I simply don't feel, believe it or not, yet. So we should see something like organophy here. The normal deal 80 and 24 pennies. Now this doesn't imply that each time someone taps on your connection and purchase something to that connect that you will get 80. However, that is the typical, okay, as you will look here and you will see something many refer to it gravity, okay, so 80.5 is the gravity for this item, which is entirely very great. Assuming that you have a low gravity, it really intends that there's not a significant number of those items selling, okay, so it implies that it's not famous. Perhaps they don't have a decent greeting page, a decent deals page, anything that it very well may be. There may be a few issues in there, perhaps their installment cycle is wrecked. The gravity for the most part need to be higher, yet there comes, we're assuming the gravity is so high, suppose the gravity will be as 1000, okay, so here it's 80. That is a decent perfect balance that I like to go for, yet assuming you see the gravity, say 1000, that intends that there's a ton of that item selling, and that could truly intend that there's a ton of contest, okay, and the opposition could turn out to be fairly risky, yet by and large, talking as a decent guideline, the higher gravity the better according to my perspective from what I've seen when I in all actuality do partner advertising, okay, so with organophy we can tap on this and this will take us to their webpage, and this will be somewhat our underlying examination on whether we need to advance this item, okay, and there's various ways that we can truly go through and begin to get our connection out there on the grounds that the entire reason for this, the entire motivation behind subsidiary showcasing is to get a unique connection from organophy here, right, and afterward we will give this connection out to individuals. We attempt to get individuals to tap on this connection without spamming, without defrauding, right? So want to proceed to figure out how to get individuals to tap on this connection. I have a major mystery to impart to you right currently, okay. Every time you read an article online from a blog, or say you go internet-based, you type in best sleeping cushions. Since you need another bed, right, you type in best sleeping pads on Google, the destinations that spring up for that, and I'll show you right presently. Truly watch this best sleeping cushions. What occurs here is exceptionally fascinating, yet these sites here, so we should investigate here, right? So bestmattressonline.org, okay, now what this is here is these are all associate connections for these sleeping cushions, okay, so every time that you click on anything in a blog entry while you're perusing essentially anything on earth, this is the way things are, and I didn't understand this at the time, yet every time that there's a kind of an inserted connect or a hyperlink inside a blog entry, it's probably going to be a partner connect, okay, and you can figure out how to do that too. You don't be guaranteed to need to make a blog, ideally. I'm not losing you here. Assuming you have any inquiries, leave them down underneath, okay. Yet for instance, this multitude of sleeping pads, this purple sleeping pad, when I click on this connection, it takes me to Purple's site, and they will be getting a fat commission, $200 or $300 basically, for inspiring me to purchase a purple bedding, okay, so whoever organization this is, bestmattressonline.org, I promise you they're pulling in many thousands, presumably in all probability a huge number of dollars each year from this site. Okay, from associate advertising with this site, now we can do this too with something like organophy. Okay, so we will get that extraordinary connection to begin advancing it, yet we should only sort of go through ensure that it truly seems to be a decent item. Peruse the surveys, perhaps do some other separate Google searches to perceive how it's springing up in the list items, inquire as to whether they've taken it, get some information about it, and afterward only similar to do somewhat more top-to-bottom exploration to ensure that is truly an item that we need to advance. Right, once we conclude that we need to advance it, then we can go here and we can clearly tap on elevate, yet I need to show you member page here. Okay, so the associate page is where we will find the member assets, so return to the fundamental page, and this can be with any item that you're thinking about advancing. The vast majority of them have an associate page, so click on this connection.